Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to completely demystify modern maintenance, repair, and operations inventory management, what we in the biz call MRO. Now, if you've spent any time on a factory floor, you know firsthand that managing spare parts can often feel like controlled chaos. Well, today, we are showcasing 3 highly effective, data-backed strategies to eliminate that chaos for good and build a truly resilient supply chain.
Okay, let's kick things off with the billion-dollar question for any plant manager, operations director, or procurement lead. What actually happens when a critical machine goes down and the exact spare part you need is nowhere to be found? We've all been there. The line stops dead, folks are just standing around, and the clock is loudly ticking.
The financial stakes here are staggering. Get this, spare parts and the related services eat up a whopping 50% of all maintenance costs. Half! That means a missing $5 bearing that halts a $1 million production line isn't just a minor headache, it is a massive financial bleed. Proper parts management directly impacts how well your technicians perform, and ultimately the profitability of your entire factory. To fix this, we're going to build a smart system layer by layer. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the MRO inventory dilemma, build our foundation with the 5S methodology, take control with industrial vending machines, step up to automation with vendor-managed inventory, help you figure out if your business is ready, and wrap up with the future of MRO.
All right, Section 1, the MRO inventory dilemma. Because before you can fix a problem, you really have to understand why it's broken in the first place.
Without a sophisticated system, factories end up with incredibly messy storerooms. Come on, we all know that one dark, cluttered corner of the plant. Relying on manual ordering and sheer human memory is fundamentally flawed. It throws you into this vicious cycle of overstocking parts you literally never use, facing critical shortages of the things you desperately need, and shelling out insane expedited shipping fees. It turns what should be a highly functional parts crib into a cluttered attic of costly liabilities.
Moving right along to Section 2, Foundation, the 5S methodology. Look, you absolutely cannot automate a mess, so we have to start with the physical space. The visceral contrast between a chaotic storeroom and an organized one is just night and day. You simply can't slap advanced AI tech or smart sensors onto a disaster zone. But by putting in the elbow grease to transform it into a pristine, highly organized space, your maintenance techs, who are on the clock, remember, can find exactly what they need instantly. The secret sauce here is methodically following 5 specific steps. First, sort. Pull everything out and ditch the obsolete junk. Second, straighten. Organize with simple, cheap bins. You don't always need fancy new racks. Third, shine. Schedule routine cleaning so standards don't slip. Fourth, standardize. Establish clear naming conventions and get barcoding instituted. And finally, sustain. This is the hardest part, turning the whole thing into a cultural shift through weekly audits and assigned daily checklists. The results of this physical overhaul? Totally undeniable. By treating storeroom management like a science and cleaning up the physical space first, effective 5S implementation yields immediate equipment maintenance efficiency gains of 10 to 30%. It flips your storeroom from a reactive insurance policy right into a proactive hub of continuous improvement. Section 3. Control through industrial vending machines. With our backroom spotless and organized, let's introduce our hardware layer. Now that the foundational storeroom is sorted, we need a bulletproof, controlled way to handle point-of-use items. These are the fast movers workers need immediate access to. Industrial vending machines solve this by securely stocking items exactly where the workers are, right on the factory floor, and tracking exactly who takes what and when.
The versatility of these machines is honestly incredible. We aren't just talking about spitting out standard safety glasses or a single pair of gloves. Though, let's be real, those always magically disappear when you need them. Whether it's highly specific cutting tools or crucial, expensive test instruments, these machines can be configured for almost anything. In fact, items like cutting tools and PPE are the fastest growing areas in industrial vending right now.
On to Section 4, Automation, specifically vendor-managed inventory. This right here is the digital brain of the operation, where we truly optimize the supply chain. So what exactly is VMI? It's the ultimate evolution in parts management because it's a complete paradigm shift. It takes the massive burden of tracking, forecasting, and stocking, all those tedious tasks eating up your procurement team's time, entirely off the buyer's plate, placing it directly onto the supplier.
Comparing these two models is like comparing a horse and buggy to a sports car. Traditional manual models rely heavily on human memory and messy paper trails, which inevitably cause delays, stockouts, and errors. The automated VMI model, on the other hand, leverages tech like IoT sensors and AI forecasting to predict what you need before you need it, ensuring proactive, duplicate-free replenishment.
The operational benefits here are massive. By empowering suppliers to manage stock levels based on real-time usage data, organizations drastically reduce excessive bloated inventory that instantly frees up serious working capital. Plus, it completely kills the need for routine manual purchase orders, so your procurement teams can finally focus on high-level strategy instead of chasing down missing parts.
Now, sure, sharing your live inventory data with an outside supplier does introduce some hurdles. You might sweat over data inaccuracy, employee pushback, or cybersecurity risks. But partnering with experienced VMI providers easily neutralizes those threats. By using encrypted, secure cloud-based platforms and automated tracking systems, your data remains locked down, accurate, and completely actionable.
Section 5. Is your business ready? Looking at these three layers, 5S, vending, and VMI, how do you know if your own operation is actually prepared to make the leap?
Let's do a quick diagnostic check. Are you frequently dealing with overstocking or shortages? Are manual processes slowing you down? Bleeding cash on emergency purchases? If you're saying yes to 3 or more of these questions, and pay very close attention if you suffer recurring unplanned downtime due to missing parts, it is absolutely time to explore a VMI solution for your facility.
And hey, these benefits stretch way beyond the traditional factory floor. This technology is highly adaptable. VMI is out there enhancing supply chain visibility for remote offshore oil and gas rigs, ensuring the uninterrupted operation of life-saving medical equipment in healthcare, and drastically improving turnaround times for critical ship repairs at busy ports.
Section 6. The future of MRO. Bringing it all together, let's look at the biggest takeaway from our explainer today.
The future of inventory management isn't some single magic bullet. It's a layered system. By building your operational structure systematically, starting by cleaning up with the 5S physical methodology, adding robust point-of-use vending hardware, and finishing with an AI-driven vendor-managed inventory brain, you create true resilience. This layered formula is exactly what guarantees a missing $5 part will never, ever stop your production line again.
I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on the next time you walk past the daily chaos in your own storerooms. Are you managing your inventory, or is your inventory managing you? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and here's the building a much smarter, more efficient operation.